On today's episode of Phinside The NFL, we will recap Day 8 of Miami Dolphins training camp. Tua rocks the orange jersey, but man, the defense made a statement today with sacks and interceptions. We'll talk about all that. Weaver talks about Cam Smith, gives us an update on Jalen Phillips, as well as he talks about Chop Robinson. Tua talks about the long playoff drought for the Miami Dolphins. We will go over everything that happened at camp and so much more. Do me the favor, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new. Let's get into this.
Touchdown! Got it! You have got to be kidding me. Jalen Waddle has a Dolphin touchdown. And he will score! Field on the near side, man open, touchdown! The run from Tua Tagovailoa. Touchdown! He's going deep. He's going to open a touchdown again! Touchdown!
Beautiful day to be a Dolphin fan. Let's go!
This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
What is good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason. We're back here for another one, and this episode is sponsored by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. Listen, they got 24/7 customer service. Your first 3 deposits matched by 125%, up to $2,000. You get your payouts within 24 hours. Listen, if you want to place a bet on upcoming preseason and regular season NFL games, BetUS is your #1 sports book. For doing so, go in the description below, click the link, sign up, and get to betting. And remember, gamble responsibly. Ladies and gentlemen, Day 8 of Miami Dolphins training camp is in the books. Listen, man, wild stuff, because I'm going to tell you, like, something I want to talk about here before we get into everything. I kind of alluded to it yesterday, but is a friendly little rivalry brewing between Jalen Ramsey's defense and Tua Tagovailoa's offense? The defense made a statement today. Yesterday, Tua Tagovailoa picking on Ethan Bonner a little bit, picking on Jalen Ramsey. Ramsey making some plays today, and Ethan Bonner making some plays today. We'll talk about. Man, very, very interesting as training camp continues to roll along. It seems like there is a little pep in each side's step when the other side has a good day the day prior. So, I mean, very interesting to see how this keeps continuing to go down. Shout out to everyone in the chat who's already showed up and show some love. Listen, do me the favor. All right. Go subscribe to Sideline T. They're 16 subs away from hitting 1K. All right. They are literally 16 subs away from hitting 1,000. Go subscribe. A few hours ago, they just dropped their latest episode. They had OJ McDuffie and Seth Levitt from the Fish Tank on. So you gotta go check them out if you haven't. And if you haven't checked them out, go over there, subscribe. Let's get them to 1,000 this weekend. Let's make it a good weekend. All right. Let's make this a good weekend. So go check them out. And go make sure you check out their latest show. All right. Make sure, go show some love, go spread it. Shout out to everyone in the chat. There's a comment I'm looking to bring up here. Where is it? Someone in the chat right there said, hey, Reason, you got to take Wilkins out of the intro. Listen, let me tell you what's happening, all right? Let me tell you what's going down. So as you know, I've been talking about my new background coming since like December. Well, my new background is going to be coming this month. With that new background, my intro is going to be updated. My waiting room intro that I do for my live reactions, we got to update that a little bit because all of a sudden I'm getting videos, I'm getting content copyright hits on certain videos because of that song. All of a sudden it's getting claimed. So I got a couple new additions. I got the new background coming, updated intro coming, updated waiting room coming, another little addition that's going to be added to the show. So a lot of stuff coming this month. All right. So man, I can't wait. You know, I've been working on this background for a few months now, and I can't wait to debut it with all of y'all. Yeah, Brittany knows what's up. She's been helping me with, you know, getting my lighting right and getting it all set up. So, you know, I've been working, you know, I got the first piece of this background in December. I've had this idea, as you guys know, up here since like last September, last October. So now it's just about executing. It'll be good to go before the first regular season game. So when I get back from Miami next week, I just got a couple things left to purchase and finish it off, and then we'll be good to go. All right. So yeah, with that will come Wilkins out of the intro. Don't worry. Okay. So, and yes, tomorrow, Coach AJ says new intro is going to be 2 minutes long. No, it's just, we're just switching some things up. That's all, you know. Now with the waiting room, we got to change the music a little bit. So that's what's going to be going down. So tomorrow's scrimmage. Tomorrow is a scrimmage. I believe it starts at like 11 a.m. Reminder, next week I'll be landing around, you know, I'll be landing on the 5th. I'll probably go live from the hotel room to recap Monday's training camp, and then we'll be live from training camp on Tuesday, on Wednesday, and we'll be going live for all of you right after training camp. So don't worry, your boy's gonna be in the building. All right, we're gonna be in the building, baby. So appreciate you. Brittany will be there for one day. I think Ball Game's gonna come down for one day. So a couple other people coming. I've had a couple of you hit me up and say, hey, let's link up, like Tony and Kevin and stuff. So Coach AJ, yo bro, Raiders game, lock it in, AJ. All right, lock in the Raiders game, brother. That's when it's going down. All right, so shout out to all of you in the chat right now. All right, let's get already over 150 of you in the chat on YouTube. Shout out to Russell, Scorpion King, Mark Brown, obviously Coach AJ 2, Tom Sanatello, 99, Kurok 1972, Jason Stamps, Brittany, who else we got here? Scotty Joe, Josh Hart, Ken Baxter, Dolphin Man Jared, Troy Hicks, Russell 6193 ASNF, Chuck Fins Up. Go check out Chuck Fins Up on Twitter. He's dropped some new merch. Go check him out. Go support him. Brad Martin, Pendus, JJ Tucker, FMP, Patrick Turiano. Shout out to you, sir. Randy Constance, Guapo Capone. Love that name. This guy's getting the guap. I love it. Denisha. What's going on, Denisha? Polly King 305, James Arnold. How's it going, Jess? How are you doing? She says, support the ladies. She ain't lying. Go support the ladies. Aladino in the chat. John Featherland. Toonstone. Woodson. Who else we got here? Seasoned Apple. That's what Eli Apple looks like when he's on the corner. You know. Oh, sorry. No, my bad. You said seasoned apple. I thought you said roasted apple. My bad. George Albanese, day one. What's going on, fam? I appreciate you. Philemon Aragon, Finn Fella, the homie PL. What's good, brother? How are you doing? New attitude. Appreciate all of you. Woodson says, reason sit at the top row when you go to practice breeziest seats. I ain't gonna lie to you, because it's a joint practice, and there's like, I have a feeling that, man, are we going to be cut off to access to one of the fields? Is that how that's going to work? Because I'm trying to watch where the offense is at. I'm trying to watch where that offense is at. You know what I'm saying? So I hope I ain't cut off from seeing both fields. Is sitting at the top row the best thing to do in sense of getting a look at both fields too? Because I know at other joint practices you could like walk around the field and like go look from another air. MF Fins, I'm flying into Fort Lauderdale. I'm flying in over into Fort Lauderdale. So, yeah, you know what time it is. No, I am not. Listen, reasons freaking out over the heat, that Canadian blood. No, I ain't freaking out in the heat. I'm just saying that I'm going to die. That ain't freaking out. That's saying I'm ready to die. That's all that's saying to me. Randy says get binoculars. Oh, sorry, Woodson says get binoculars. Brother, I ain't trying to use binoculars, bro. That is not trying to happen with me. I'm not trying to be that guy, You know the guys that go to the Major League Baseball games, they got the binoculars, but then they got the score sheet and for the batters, and they're keeping score of all the batters and stuff like that. I ain't trying to be that guy. I ain't not trying to be that guy. I'm sorry. Have cold water on you. Yeah, I've been told cold water and coconut water. Robert says hydrate that night before. Yeah. That's a good one. Apple can sign with the Jets so they can have apple sauce. That's actually a pretty good one, Jason. Randy says, I know that guy. Brother, they're everywhere. They've been around since the 80s. You know what I mean? Well, even probably before that, right? They got their sheet where they mark every batter and what they do. They've got the headphones on so they can listen to the radio feed of the game. And you know what I mean? And then they got their binoculars so they can watch. These never mind multitasking. These guys are triple tasking. You know what I mean? They try to get reason memed. Yeah, I ain't trying to be that guy, huh? Look at this guy. Might as well wear one of those hats that has like the flaps that come down here too. So the flaps can breeze in the wind while I'm looking through the binoculars. Right? While I wear my, while I wear my open toe sandals, huh? Oh my God. Yeah. And the pocket protector with 3 extra pencils. Yeah, I ain't trying to be that guy. Yeah, I ain't trying to be. Listen, I'll suffer for the day. I'll suffer for the day, brother. I will suffer for the day. It's all good. I ain't trying to be that guy, though. Let me not let you know that. So, and the Hawaiian shirt. Yeah, and the Hawaiian shirt. The oversized Hawaiian shirt. Right? The sleeves come past my elbows. Thing comes down, past my waist. Yeah, I ain't trying to be that guy, huh? And I gotta have the short khaki shorts, right? I am not trying to be that guy, brother. I'm not trying to, And then I don't know what these guys do. They like oil their legs so like they're hairy, but they glisten like they're shaved. It's odd. I ain't trying to be that guy. I'm not trying to be that guy. You know what I mean? I might as well bring on the thick glasses too, so I can have. The bottle cap, the bottle thick glasses while I'm looking through the binoculars. So I got the double vision. Yeah. No sunscreen on your face. I got to have the zinc, brother. I got to have the highlighter, either the green or the orange or the pink zinc, right? I got to have the zinc and I'll be Tua. I'll cross the zinc. Hey, holy jeez. I don't think so. You guys are trying to set me up. Like Omar Kelly memes. I ain't trying to be that guy. You might catch me standing on a box to get a better view, but you ain't going to catch me with no binoculars, flap hat, oversized Hawaiian shirt, pencils in the shirt pocket, short khaki shorts, and open toe sandals. You ain't catching me with the zinc on the face. It ain't happening. Sorry, it ain't happening. Uh-oh. Brett says, stop dissing nerds. You're one yourself and act like you're not. Well, we found the guy. Brett's the guy who rocks the scorecard at the games, and he's the guy that rocks the zinc and the flap hat and the binoculars. We found the guy. Way to tell on yourself, Brett. Eh? Yeah, you didn't think on this Friday that you'd be outed as that guy, huh? Oh, brother. Hey, caught you. Caught you in 4K. Caught you in 4K. By the way, it's you are. Like, you are, So it would be YOU apostrophe RE. Just FYI. Anyways, So, yes, we have covered the type of hat, Brittany. It's one of those brimmed hats that has the flaps that come down and fly out. You know, we ain't trying to rock that. Shout out to Peter. He says, morning from New Zealand. Man, early one for you. Appreciate you. Already 200 of you in the room. We got a lot to go over. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Oh, why you got to do them with the name spelling, Guapo? Oh, my God. Oh, it's Friday. We having a good time. So let's get into it. We got a lot to, you know, Caesar just hit that dislike button real quick, brother. And any burner accounts he got on YouTube, he's logging into them and hitting the dislike video on this video right now. You know what's good. Sponsors can be like, why has this video got like 8 dislikes when you usually only do like 4 or 6? All right, so let's get into this. Let's get into training camp highlights from day 8. Tua Tagovailoa rocking that orange jersey, doing a little dance, living that life. And look at this guy. This guy's out here rocking not like us. Man, if my Canadian ass was out there right now, we'd have beef, Tua. We'd have Tua, right? We'd have beef. Ramsey working on the sideline. Brittany's boy. Look at this one-handed snag by Holland, Eleanor's boy, right there. Look at that. Right in the back. Some one-on-ones for your viewing pleasure. Remember, Skylar got picked on one-on-ones. Ouch. Nice little run. Ball ended up popping out, too. Pads are on today, as you can see. Nice throw over the middle by Tua. Love to see it. To Waddle. Mike White. Ooh. Broken up. Good play there. Ooh. What a catch. What a catch. Some more one-on-ones for you. Look at this. Malik Washington with the catch, baby. Let's go. It's my boy right there. Malik. You already know what time it is, Malik.
I just can't find a return.
Watch this. Ready? Boom. Ball's out. It was either Holland or Elijah Campbell forced that. The end around on the off the fake. Running physical today, hey? Tua again, look at that. Oh, feel it again, hitting Waddle. Toss to the left side. Look at how quickly they are stuffing and penetrating a run. My God. No snapping issues today, too.
Look at the blitz period. Gone. Nice ball. There you go.
Tua heaves it. Picked off. Ethan Bonner with the pick. That was like one of the last plays to end practice. That pick you just saw there.
There you go.
Motion out to the right. Look at Tua was looking for the deep shot. He took what the underneath. Took what the defense gave him. Love to see that. Can't knock that.
There you go, H-N.
Quick screen to H-N. Nice little crease created for him.
at their blitzing.
Tua again taking the underneath after looking deep.
Keep taking shots, bro.
Tua made a lot of nice throws outside the numbers today towards the sideline, from what I understand.
Nice
There
little
it
dump off.
He's moving a lot more, it looks like, too. He looks even more fluid when he's stepping up in the pocket, too.
You got it.
Look, he wanted to check down. Look at him, moves up and through the pocket again. So Tua's showing that nimbleness still, right? Like, you see, he's making the reads downfield. If he's not liking what he's seeing, he's taking underneath. And you see, even when he's moving up and sliding in the pocket, you can see the nimbleness in his feet. He just looks less clunky, less, he wasn't used to carrying that weight that he had put on, right? So he looks much more smoother. He looks much more comfortable when he's shifting and climbing that pocket. And I got to say this, man, that defensive front, they are getting penetration, whether it's pass or against the run. And that was one of the questions we had about, okay, with all the turnover that's happened on the front, how good are they going to be against the run? And they're showing a lot of promise early on. Now it's camp, so we'll see more. As we move forward. So, man, just a lot of encouraging stuff. Brittany, she thinks even Liam looks decent in those clips, right? She's loving life right now. Her jaw's on the floor, falling all the way, down to China. It's going through the floor so far. Even she can't believe. So, man, good stuff. Let's see how that line holds up. Listen, joint practices, there's no friends. There's no friends on the other side of the football. They're going to want to rip these guys' heads off. The Atlanta defense going up against the joint practice against last year's number one offense, they're going to want to prove something. So I can't wait to see joint practices next week. I can't wait. Honestly, I cannot. So, going to be good stuff. So let's get into observations and everything that went down today. Let's start off with who's standing out and who isn't, and notes from Friday's session. On a day with a ton of 11-11 work, the defense got the better of the offense despite a handful of offsides penalties. Credit Dolphins corners for generally snug coverage. Quinton Bell for continued good work on the edge. Jalen Ramsey for forcing a fumble. It was actually Javon Holland or Elijah Campbell. It was in that clip we saw. It was one of those two. Jalen Ramsey for forcing a fumble and solid work from the front seven in defending the run. UCLA rookie Grayson Murphy continues to show his skills as a pass rusher. So a couple days of, quietness from Grayson Murphy have now bounced back. So Tua Tagovailoa, who was wearing the orange practice jersey given to the player who stood out in the previous day's practice, wasn't at his best. Elijah Campbell should have intercepted one errant Tua Tagovailoa throw. Later, Ethan Bonner, we played the clip. He did intercept a Tua Tagovailoa pass and a deep throw. So it was to Tyreek Hill. It looked like a Hail Mary attempted from Tagovailoa, and Hill didn't even try to break it up as he would in a regular season game. Armstead dressed for practice, but was again limited. The two Dolphins who aren't on PUP but didn't participate on Friday were cornerback Cam Smith, running back Salvon Ahmed. Mike McDaniel said Cam Smith will return some point in August from what appears to be a lower body injury. And Salvon Ahmed, his left foot is in a boot. Not good for Ahmed. Odell Beckham Jr. remains on PUP, as do edge players Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, and Cam Good. Phillips is running at a high speed and doing lateral work. Good signs as he works to return from last November's torn Achilles. Beckham, meanwhile, appeared to be running decently while working on his own. Players on PUP cannot practice. All right? They cannot practice with the team. Shout out to Egos, member for 20 months. He said, Reason, always love your works and congratulations on your anniversary. I appreciate that, sir. 9 years is a long time, man. Almost, man, next year during camp, I'll be celebrating my 10-year wedding anniversary. Crazy. So Jeff Wilson was limited for a short gain. Mike White delivered a 20-yard strike to Malik Washington, beating Elijah Campbell. Wilson turned the corner on a 20-yard outside run, aided by a great block by Julian Hill. Jalen Wright showed determination on a 7-yard run, pushing through a couple of tackles. Jonathan Harris sacked Tagovailoa after no receiver got open. Then Tagovailoa made a poor throw on a crossing pattern. More from the first set of 11-11s. Quinton Bell, who was flashed all camp, stopped Wright for no gain on a pitch to Chris Brooks. Cornerback Ciaran Neal blew up the play for an 8-yard loss. Channing Tindall and Grayson Murphy forced Skylar Thompson into a rushed incompletion. Bell had a tackle for a loss on a swing pass to Mozart. Ramsey then delivered another tackle for a loss on Mozart. Murphy, the impressive UCLA rookie, followed soon after with a sack of Thompson. Another Thompson pass bounced off the hands of FAU rookie Jaquan Burton and fell incomplete. Also, from that first set of 11-11s, Tindall made a tackle on a 5-yard run. Tagovailoa overthrew Jalen Waddle, who was closely defended by Ramsey and Kader Kohu. Waddle then pulled up on the play. Devon Achane dropped an easy 5-yard throw from Tagovailoa. White's pass was tipped by Isaiah Johnson and picked off by Patrick McMorris, but pass interference was called on the play. White then overthrew Malik Washington on a 50-yard throw near the end zone. Kendall Lamb, who struggled on Thursday, committed a false start on Friday. He's working at both tackle positions. In the second long set of 11-11 work, Tagovailoa's throw over the middle was nearly picked by Campbell. Mike White and Jonnu Smith connected on a 20-yard completion, with Smith delivering his patented yards after the catch. Ethan Bonner committed pass interference against River Craycraft. Wisconsin rookie cornerback Jason Mader stopped Wright from a 5-yard loss on a run play. Patrick Paul committed what was at least his third false start of camp. Not good. Better than holding, I guess. Murphy jumped off sides on the subsequent play. UTEP rookie Andrew Meyer had a high snap, disrupting a play. Thompson, at least it wasn't a fumble. Thompson hit Watson on a check down for a 10-yard gain. Tagovailoa couldn't hit Alec Ingold on a 30-yard sideline pass, but Tagovailoa hit Jonnu Smith, who contorted his body to make a nice 7-yard catch. Nick Needham broke up an errant throw from Skylar Thompson. Then on what looked like a Hail Mary, Bonner positioned himself in front of Tyreek Hill for an interception on a 40-yard throw from Tagovailoa. Earlier in the day, Chop Robinson displayed his pass rush skills on 2 consecutive plays in individual drills, beating Chasen Highs on one of them. But Robinson was pancaked by Austin Jackson on a play in 11-11 drills. The defense committed at least 5 offside penalties on Friday, which was not very good, obviously. One-on-one work, Ciaran Neal did a good job of breaking up a pass to Willie Snead. Tagovailoa completed a 40-yard touchdown to Malik Washington, beating Neal. And Tagovailoa threw a beautiful pass to Braylon Sanders, who elevated to catch the pass over Kohu. Also, from one-on-one work, Mike White overthrew Anthony Schwartz, who had beaten Isaiah Johnson for what would have been a touchdown on one-on-ones. Braxton Berrios dove but couldn't come up with a diving catch. Jason Mader had an interception, his second this week for the undrafted Wisconsin rookie cornerback. Offensive line coach Butch Berry said backups must play positions to win jobs, so that explains why Keon Smith is cross-training, though we cannot say where per team rules. The one Dolphins backup who likely will be trained primarily only at one position is rookie left tackle Patrick Paul, and the team will hold an 11 a.m., not p.m., a.m. Saturday scrimmage at Hard Rock. All right, so tomorrow there will be a scrimmage. All right, it'll be going down around 11 a.m. So I will be live in the afternoon to cover that. Don't you worry. All right, I got you guys for that as well. Should be interesting to see how things go. Now, based on what we just read there and went over there from today, listen, you know, Tindall made a play today, right? Like there was a part where Tindall made that tackle. Achane dropped an easy 5-yard throw, right? White had a pass tipped by Isaiah Johnson and picked off. Patrick McMorris had a pick today, but pass interference was called in the play. Then White overthrew Malik Washington on a 50-yard throw near the end zone. So Malik was making plays today, but it just wasn't that great from the defense. Sorry, from the offense. right? It just wasn't that great. You saw Chris Brooks, he got blown up for an 8-yard loss today by Teair and Neal. Channing Tindall and Grayson Murphy forced Skylar Thompson to no rushing completion. Quinton Bell had another big day today. Murphy then followed that pressure with an actual sack of Skylar Thompson. So Grayson Murphy out here making some noise today. Chop Robinson making noise in individual drills. Mo Kamara had back-to-back practices with sacks. Man, I like what we're seeing from this young edge group, huh? I like what we're seeing from this young edge group right now. We are seeing some good stuff. There ain't no doubt about it. So, and Malik Washington making plays. Ethan, and I talked about it earlier. Like Ethan, yesterday Tua is picking on Ethan Bonner. Today, Ethan Bonner gets an interception on a bomb to Tyreek. Jalen Ramsey made a bunch of plays today. It really felt like they were answering Tua yesterday. That's what it felt like from the secondary standpoint. That they were disappointed with what happened yesterday, and they were answering the call. They weren't going to let Tua in this offense get the best of them 2 days in a row like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see what goes on at scrimmage, at a controlled scrimmage tomorrow. The number one thing I'm hoping for is just everyone comes out healthy. So, listen, I love to see it. It really seems like Ramsey's defense and Tua's offense, this feels like a prize fight where they're just exchanging blows back and forth. So let's get into what the South Florida Sun Sentinel did and reported on going down today at camp. All right. Let's see what they got going on. Hold on a sec. Are you So let's get into that. So camp observations. Hey, defense looks good again. Huh? Defense, again, defense is normally always ahead of, defense is normally always ahead. All right, so let's get into this. So here are some camp observations. It was a day for the defense Friday in Dolphins training camp, but it was also a day for penalty flags for both the offense and the defense. The defense had at least 6 offside calls. Flags were flying during practice. On back-to-back plays, we saw a personal foul on a kickoff return and then a false start by the offense. The offensive line was called for a holding on the first play of 11-11s. Right tackles Patrick Paul and Kendall Lamb were both called for false starts. Tua Tagovailoa wore the orange jersey as the player of the day. Players not spotted at practice were Ahmed, Jordan Brooks, Anthony Walker, Jordan Poyer, Cam Smith, Eric Isakama, and River Craycraft. Jalen Phillips was again running hard and doing rehabilitation work on his Achilles and injury during practice. Phillips looks better each day and looks as though he'll be cleared for practice soon. Taron Armstead was running sprints during practice again. Armstead still hasn't gone through a complete practice. Edge rushers Bradley Chubb and Cameron Good emerged on the sideline during practice. Both have been regulars on the sideline after rehab work. OBJ was seen going through rehab work on the field during the first round of 11-11s. He was running 40-yard sprints at near full speed and was also catching passes. He didn't seem to have any physical limitations like a limp or anything. Jeff Wilson Jr. had a nice run around the left edge. The defense was called for offsides. Wilson has had a low-key camp so far. Jonathan Harris recorded a sack on Tua, but it was negated due to an offside. Mo Kamara stopped Jalen Wright for no gain or a possible loss on the pitch left. So we didn't hear this in the Miami Herald update, but Kamara read the play perfectly, and Wright had a 5-yard gain a couple of plays later. Elijah Campbell dropped a potential interception on a pass from Tua. Pass was high, but it should have been caught. Defense got called for pass interference on a play that resulted in an interception when safety Isaiah Johnson tipped a pass that Patrick McMorris intercepted. It's not yet known who drew the flag. One-on-ones, wide receiver versus corners. Tua Tagovailoa and Mike White. Anthony Schwartz had a nice catch over Kader Kohu. And Sierra Neal was called for holding while defending Willie Snead. Malik Washington had a nice catch against Neal with 2 at QB. One-on-ones, running back versus linebacker and tight end versus safety. Jalen Wright, reception versus Vandenberg. Colbert had a pass breakup versus Fortson. Chris Brooks had a reception versus Duke Riley. Hayden Rucci had a reception versus Patrick McMorris. In one-on-ones, O-line versus defense, Chasen Hines successfully blocked Jonathan Harris. Chop Robinson got around Austin Jackson, mainly using his hands. Aaron Brewer blocked Teair Tart versus successfully blocked Benito Jones. Edge rusher Quinton Bell recorded a sack against Keon Smith. Raheem Moser was hit by Jalen Ramsey or Javon Holland, and the ball jarred loose after a 7-yard gain. Holland recovered. Tyreek Hill and Waddle didn't do much for the first round of 11-11s, but Waddle had a reception for Tagovailoa about 10 yards. Grayson Murphy and Leonard Payne were chasing Skylar Thompson and might have recorded a sack. The pass rush was strong again today. Ethan Bonner, who had a rough day Thursday, had an interception on a deep throw from Tagovailoa. Stock up Jalen Ramsey. He hasn't taken a day off so far in training camp, going hard every day and taking a lot of repetitions. Ramsey probably took more than his share of snaps. Thursday, a day when he gave up some touchdowns, and a day when fellow starting cornerback Kendall Fuller got a rest day, but teammates say Ramsey always has a good attitude and never complains. Stock down, discipline. The Dolphins were among the league's most penalized teams 2 seasons ago, but improved significantly last season. Friday was a setback. It's not a big deal because it's only training camp. Many of the penalties were offsides against the defense, which is experimenting under first-year coordinator Anthony Weaver, but there were a lot of flags. So there you go. So, listen, Mo Kamara setting the edge, making some run stops. Love to see that. Love to see that. All right. OBJ, that's a pretty big observation on OBJ, that he's pretty much going near full speed and catching passes, and he didn't look like he was limping or hobbling or anything like that. OBJ may be closer to coming back than we think. I mean, we could be getting OBJ and Jalen Phillips back very, very soon. I mean, that's very much what could go down and what could happen. So, man, love to see that. Love it. I am a big fan of that. And guys, if you didn't know, it just came across the wire here. All right. Due to inclement weather, the stadium practice at Hard Rock on Saturday, August 3rd, tomorrow, has actually now been canceled. So there will be no practice tomorrow at the Rock. All right. So, man, that sucks. I was really looking forward to seeing, getting the reports of that controlled scrimmage. So there you go. No practice tomorrow. All right. It is canceled. So I believe they will get back to it on Monday when I'm flying out. I hope my flight does not get canceled, Brittany. Pray for me. Pray for me. But I really do hope it doesn't get canceled. All right? Like, please don't let it get canceled. I need to get out there. All right. Some notes from the Palm Beach Post. Tyreek Hill was not spotted early in practice. Later, he appeared at Dolphins practice. Danny Crossman is engaged in conversation with 7 officials. I can guess they're talking about the new kickoff rules. Jalen Phillips is working really hard with trainers on the sides. He's clearly making progression. Incredible athlete. Tua dropped one in the bucket to Braylon Sanders. He's so impressive in the area of accuracy and touch. Tua overthrew Braxton Berrios for a deep touchdown. Mike White was intercepted by Jason Mader. Jalen Ramsey forced Raheem Moser to fumble, and Javon Holland recovered. Quinton Bell continues to make an imprint on the defense. Twice early in practice, Tua was under pressure and unable to find a receiver downfield, so he just tucked the ball away. Some chippiness, edge, aggression from Miami's Dolphins defense today. Seemed annoyed the offense did well on Thursday. Too many drops from running backs early in training camp. Patrick McMorris had an interception of Mike White, but it would have been negated by an offsides. Too many offsides on defense today. The Dolphins added 1 million defensive tackles, but Deshaun Hand still seems squarely in the mix. Jonathan Harris made a few positive plays today. Nick Needham had a nice pass breakup in the middle of the field. And Ethan Bonner, we all know this, he intercepted Tua at the end of the game. So, you know, it's interesting to see what's going on. And it started off, Chippy, from the right. You got Ramsey taking on Aaron Brewer. You had John lowering his shoulder, and David Long just coming over and laying him out. You know, there was a lot of chippiness today, apparently. All right. You know, Quinton Bell just continues to impress. He had a play today where he forced Tua out of the pocket, scramble a little bit, and for a short gain, right? And Tyreek had ran past the defense, so you know, Quinton Bell might have saved a big bomb being thrown against him for a touchdown. Jalen Wright continues to have nice runs here and there, right? So there's a lot of good stuff going on right now at Dolphins training camp. I can't wait to get there next week, man. You know, I don't think people are talking about enough how good Jalen Wright is. He's been getting to the second level, you know, but Jalen Wright's been quietly impressive from what I understand too. And what you know, hey, Patrick Morris making plays today. So, you know, man, I love it. And I love seeing my boy Grayson Murphy, who I've been on the record when we got him in as a UDFA. I said he would make the 53. He continues just to be huge. He just continues to be big. So, man, a lot of good stuff going on at training camp for the Miami Dolphins right now. Love it, man. So, let's keep going here. Let's get into it. Let's talk about Anthony Weaver was at the podium a little bit today, and he talked about Chop Robinson, Jalen Phillips, Calais Campbell. This is what he said.
Young player. Still
talking about Chop right now.
The finer techniques and fundamentals of the game, but you see his athleticism and his skill set. And what I love most about the kid is just his intent when he comes to work. He's quiet, right? He's not one of those rookies that are out talking all this stuff and then not backing up on the field. You can see him just contemplating every single thing that's being given him and try to see what bits and pieces he can take from people to use with his game.
How do you get better as an edge setter? I mean, that was kind of your primary job in the league.
Yeah.
What do you do? Is it hand placement? Is it just anchoring down? What do you do to get better as an edge setter?
Yeah. For me, setting the edge to me is like a non-negotiable, right? In terms of getting better at it, I think because you operate with time and distance and you don't know where that guy's going to go, but if you run a straight line and somebody's trying to move laterals, because I'm a defensive end, right? That's what needs to happen for that guy to get to me. Then I should knock him back and set the edge. It's no different than like, if just, you know, if you're going like this, I go straight ahead, like I'm going to knock you backwards. So I tell guys like, listen, roll off the ball, pick your aim at point, play with good leverage, play with hands, lock the guy out, and get ready for that ball to come back. And fortunately for us, I don't think there's a single outside back or a defensive end who doesn't understand that responsibility and isn't able to get that done.
How do you see that?
I learned that he is an absolute freak. He is a specimen of
talking about Jalen Phillips right now.
Phenomenal person, and he is chomping at the bit to get out there on the field and play with his guys. So super excited. Mike showed a clip today of just how fast he was running in his rehab program. So let's just say we got excited seeing those numbers.
How fast was he running?
Faster than I've ever seen a dude that big run. let's say that. Just hearing 17 years.
Now he's talking about Calais Campbell.
Wild to me, particularly at the position he plays. But I mentioned this before. When you have a guy that's had the success he has and is still willing to go out there and work as hard as he does, to me that provides leadership enough. What you guys don't see is how he affects guys in the locker room and how he's constantly trying to reach out and give to anybody who's willing to listen the wisdom he's acquired throughout all his years. So he's a true force multiplier for us.
So, I mean, listen, first of all, you know, I love the energy Weaver brings. Can I say that, please? like, always smiling. Just seems like a joy to be around a little bit there, right? And he has nothing but good things to say. Now, giving Calais his props for, he called Calais Campbell a force multiplier. That's a big compliment, right? And you could see him kind of gushing over Chop Robinson's, traits. So, I think this guy's going to help Chop Robinson set that edge. And I think he's going to help Chop Robinson get everything right. I really do. So, love hearing from the defensive coordinator. Bright future ahead for that man. Heading back to training camp today. Stock report for today. Raheem Mostert is the type of athlete and person who seeks out every little slight he can find to add fuel to his tank. Just imagine how Mostert took coming out of his best NFL season in 10 years, where the Pro Bowler set franchise records for touchdowns and scored in the NFL's number one offense, was the second most productive tailback in the entire NFL behind only Christian McCaffrey, but only got rated as the least 60th best player by his peers. It was pretty low, Mostert said, of his standing on the NFL Network's top 100 player rankings, which comes out annually this time of year. I was a little distraught because I thought I was going to be a little bit higher, but honestly, just gives me more motivation to work even harder. I did what I did last year, but now it's time to move on, said Mostert, who rushed for 1,012 yards and scored 18 touchdowns on 209 carries he had in the 15 games played. It's year 2024, and I got bigger and better things that I want to get accomplished. I want to help this team as much as possible because it's going to be nice to have a championship down here in South Florida, right? He's feeling that vibe off the Panthers win. Mosert's one of many mature veterans placed on a maintenance program this training camp, which means his participation is significantly limited, and he's forced to take days off. But the 31-year-old worked on Friday and had some respectable runs while working with Tua Tagovailoa and the first-team offensive line. However, he did fumble at the end of one of those runs when Javon Holland and Elijah Campbell popped him during the padded practice, and that football got loose and was recovered by Holland. Yeah, I told you. I think it was Elijah Campbell that knocked it out. Now, stock up. Holland has had a habit of getting his hands on the football during training camp, and that was the case on Friday when he recovered a fumble he possibly caused at the end of a run by Mostert. Holland also harassed the quarterback, rushing a handful of throws from on safety blitzes that were a finger snap shy of getting home in time to produce a possible sack. Quinton Bell's practicing like a dog who hasn't been eaten in a week that just found a bone. The odds of him relinquishing one of the starting edge spots before next Friday's preseason opener against Atlanta are slim because of how effective he's been at setting the edge and getting after the quarterback. Bell, who was on Miami's practice squad last season, has been one of the camp's most pleasant surprises no matter whom he lines up against. Stock down. The Dolphins signed Teair Tart with the hope that he'd show the nastiness that made him a starter in Tennessee before he fell out of favor with the Titans and secured the release he sought late last season. That hasn't happened in training camp's first day practices, and during Friday's padded session, there was a sense Tart was pacing himself. That's likely why Benito Jones presently holds the lead when it comes to filling the starting nose tackle role. It's time to put out an APB searching for Jody Fortson Jr., the former Kansas City Chiefs tight end. The Dolphins signed in free agency, has had a quiet camp, sparingly making plays during team periods, and when he has been targeted, he's dropped a pass or two. At this point, it's pretty safe to assume Fortson is behind everyone but undrafted rookie Hayden Rucci on the Dolphins depth chart. Maybe the possibility that he's nursing another injury is why he's had a quiet camp, but he's dressed and invisible most days. So, I mean, takeaway from the day, the field was showered with penalty flags on Friday. The second practice the Dolphins used officials during training camp. If what happened in practice happened in a game, the telecast would probably last 5 hours because Miami was plagued by false starts, offsides, illegal procedure holding, and pass interference calls. Mike McDaniel has to talk to his team about cleaning up the undisciplined play. What they said, the one thing we need to do collectively to kind of stamp his career is to get to New Orleans and win a Super Bowl, and hopefully we can get that done, Anthony Weaver said of Calais Campbell today. Flags were a huge issue for the Miami Dolphins today. They are going to need to fix that. They are going to need to be more disciplined. That is for sure. There's literally no doubt about it. All right. So, man, got to clean that up. Remember how bad it was in 2022, and last year they cleaned it up a little bit, but we still would take flags at inopportune times, and it just sounds like there was way too much laundry on the field today for this team to be successful in the regular season. So, hey, I'd rather see it in training camp, working out these kinks, getting yourself ready, and getting better. All right? Another thing I wanted to add today, too, Cam Smith, Anthony Weaver did talk about Cam Smith today, and this is what he said about Cam Smith. He said, I think Cam is such a young player. He certainly has some scars on the previous year. If you didn't play a lot and you're wondering why, that's going to occur with any player in that situation. For me and for us, in order to get the best version of him, which we started to see prior to his injury, he needs to be confident. Can't be afraid to go on the practice field and make mistakes and fear repercussions, particularly at the corner spot. Anybody on the football field, if you don't step between those lines with confidence, you don't stand a chance. You're already beaten. And so that says a lot. He's basically telling you guys that last year, Fangio shot his confidence. And we kind of saw this. Remember, Flores did this with Jalen Phillips, right? People forget Jalen Phillips was going and seeing a sports therapist because what Flores and his staff did to the confidence and the mental aspect of Phillips' game. This is a real thing. It's not just quarterbacks. Cornerbacks, I mean, when you get torched, you have to be able to, like, shake off that last play and get right back to it and get right back to locking down. You can't get caught up in that stuff. You can't get caught up in the hypotheticals and the what ifs in the last play. You got to have that strong mind that it can erase the last play and move on and make a better play. So, man, very, very interesting thing that he said today in terms of Anthony Weaver. I thought that was very, very interesting. Very interesting. Tua Tagovailoa was on Sirius XM radio, and he discussed the Miami Dolphins playoff win drought. And, we know Mike McDaniel starting meetings at certain times. It's clearly evident that in that locker room, they want to change that playoff win drought, and they want to change it real fast and real quick. Here's what he said on Sirius XM radio.
We were talking to Mike earlier about the 24-year playoff drought. Mm-hmm. What do you think this team needs to do to get over that hump, to get a win in the playoffs?
It's cool to be friendly. All cool. I think for us, I think that's the step we took further this year as a team. That I'm able to look at you as my teammate, and I'm able to tell you what you need to work on, and you're able to tell me the same thing, and that's it. Big brother, little brother, big brother, whatever that looks
Accountability.
like. Accountability. But, that's why you create those relationships off the field.
Correct.
So that you know where I'm coming from. It's all out of love. It's all out of respect. But if you're not helping me get to where we need to be as a team, we don't need you. And if I can't tell you that, get out. That is plain and simple. That's just how it is. That's the mindset. And I don't know if you guys were out there at practice, but everybody needs to feel that. Everywhere. And so I think in my personal opinion, we have the guys that we need right now to do all of that. So and go end this 24-year drought and get us to a Super Bowl.
I'm going to say this. Tua sounds more determined than ever before. Salty Tua is back, baby, and he is not messing around. And this is what I talked about when he signed this deal. Tua's the type of player where he's going to take that new deal personal and proving why he's earned it personal. Like that Michael Jordan meme. And I took it personally. That's exactly what he is. Look at what he said. If we're not able to tell you that you're not helping us and you need to be better, then get out of here. And it's the preseason. When have you ever heard Tua talk like that? Tua is really taking this leadership role and embracing it. I mean, you got to respect it. I mean, he's literally saying, hey, if I can't come to you and tell you you're not good enough right now, we need you to be better for us to reach our goals, then get out of here. I don't want you here. And I think this is, Jordan Poyer, Calais Campbell's, these veterans who have been around entering the building and letting him know, like, yo, there's no time anymore for this. Let's all be best friends. Yeah, let's be friends, but let's handle business. Man, I think you're about to see a big season from Tua Tagovailoa. I think you're about to see a big season. And the Tua haters are in shambles, baby. You see how I smiled like the Grinch right there? A lot of these Tua haters have always acted like playing the quarterback position is like Madden, right? That's how you've heard me say this isn't Madden, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. These Tua haters, they're hating on Madden right now. Tua Tagovailoa is the 6th highest ranked quarterback in Madden. Only Mahomes, Jackson, Burrow, Allen, and Prescott are higher than him. Tua Tagovailoa is officially the 6th high, and he has another good season like he did last year. Bet your bottom dollar he'll be in the 90s next year when Madden comes out. And what's even better, look at who's behind Tua Tagovailoa. Someone read me that name at number 7, huh? Someone read me that name at number 7. And the haters are out. You got Ben Volen. You got haters from content creators all the way to journalists. Just hating this. Just hating this, baby. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you ever played Madden with the Miami Dolphins having the 6th best quarterback in the game? When? Name that time. Name it. Name it. Man, Tua Tagovailoa beating out Herbert and other guys on that NFL's top 100 list, jumping from 82 to 36, and now this? Man, these lists keep coming out, and these Tua haters are in absolute shambles right now. Elpad says 1995. Oh, my God. These Tua haters. And Coach AJ says it. Think about this. I remember when he was at 74 in his rookie year. Robert Thomason says, when you play as Tua, do the goalposts move on every drive? Oh, you guys are killing me here, man. You guys are killing me here. Oh, man, it's good to be back, baby. It's good to be vindicated with an extension. It's good to be vindicated with the players list and now Madden. Oh, my God. Give ourselves, for all you, listen, I led the Tua train with EM Dolphin fan back in 2019 in this community on YouTube. And if you've believed in Tua the full way, give yourself a Barry Horowitz pat on the back. Oh, baby. The dubs just keep rolling in, baby. Tua, the 6th highest rated quarterback in Madden this year. We know college football will be the superior game still, but man, we got to play this. We got to play. Man, now that Tua is number 6 in that game, Tyreek's going to be look at that. Look at how fun this offense is going to be in Madden. Oh, my God. Brittany says, I love paid Tua. Love it, too. Man, I love it. He got a little saltiness. Don't forget, Sideline T is 16 subs away from hitting 1K. Go subscribe to them. They just dropped their latest episode with OJ McDuffie and Seth Levitt. So go show them some love. Go let's give them a good. You got the power in your hands right now. There's over 300 of you in the room. You got the power in your hands to give them a fantastic, fantastic weekend. So go show support to the ladies over there. Go watch their latest episode. Go subscribe if you haven't already. All right. And man, oh man. So remember, practice is canceled tomorrow. There's no practice tomorrow. All right. Sounds like Jalen Phillips is going to be back sooner rather than later. Sounds like OBJ is not too far behind him at all. So, man, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. All right, man. And so just remember, I'll be back this weekend. If not tomorrow, I'll be back Sunday. I'll see if we're doing Dolphins After Dark. I'll talk to the gang and see what the time is, but I'll be back either this weekend, one way or the other. All right. So I'll be back either Saturday or Sunday. So be out on the lookout for that. Monday, I'll be down in Miami. I'll be coming live Monday evening from my hotel to recap the day. And then I'll be down for joint practices on Tuesday and Wednesday. So hope to see y'all there. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new on the way out. Well over 300 of you in the room. I appreciate all y'all for coming through. And as always, you already know what time it is, baby. Fins up all day, every day. And we'll see y'all in the next one. Have a fantastic Friday evening, everyone.